We are past the high point on this road back to Bass Harbor from Bar Harbor, and I'm going downhill now, trying to keep the speed under control. I have to say that compared to when I came over, road conditions have improved greatly. On the way over, the road was completely snow and ice covered, so we're driving on what I recall from my youth as compact snow and ice. Now, you can actually tell where the pavement is, and so far, the truck hasn't slipped. And we're maintaining a decent speed. On the way over, the road conditions were what I would call horrible from Bass Harbor to Somesville, and from Somesville to Bar Harbor they were nearly bad, and now they're on the way toward Somesville, and we'll see what conditions are like once we get past Somesville. Excuse me. And here's the reason that the road is in as good a shape as it is. That is a snowplow right ahead. He's cruising along and plowing the guck off the road and leaving it almost clear. That's one thing here in Maine. The highway department and the local towns do know that it snows in the winter, and they have snow removal equipment, and they're not scared to use it. So even in the middle of a bad storm, the roads are usually open. I mean, sometimes they're not what I would call really good, but they are open. So you can always go someplace. It may take a while. It took me 50 minutes to drive to Bar Harbor. This morning it is 18 miles. And so far we're about 10-12 minutes into the return drive. And I don't mind following a snowplow. That means the road is going to be as good as it will get today. So we'll come back after we get off this area. Well, we made the turn at the head of Somes Sound to go towards Somesville, and we're now in the town of Mountain Desert, and that was a Bar Harbor town snowplow, so they turned around and headed back toward Bar Harbor, and you can see we're driving on a road that has not been plowed quite as recently as what we were on before. So conditions are a little bit worse. And we're going to continue up here until we get to Route 102 at the Somesville stoplight. We just keep the speed down and take it easy, and shouldn't be a problem. The biggest risk in driving under this sort of condition is other cars. If somebody loses control, they can slide into you. And or if you lose control, if there are other cars, you could hit one. But if I skid a little bit here, I'm just likely just to skid a little bit. Here goes a snowplow. This is probably a town of Mountain Desert snowplow. I don't know, that was a State Department of Transportation plow. A lot of different plowing operations going on. In addition to the state and town snowplows, you'll see a lot of privately owned snowplows that do people's driveways and businesses. And I think the town of Bar Harbor plow is doing a better job than that state plow was. Anyway, here we come up to our turn. This is Route 102, and we're going to head toward Southwest Harbor, through Somesville, and then toward Southwest Harbor. See what the road is like here after this light changes. Okay, here we go. And we're in Somesville now, just on the outskirts of town. And we will drive through Somesville. Speed limit here is 25, and I have no issue with keeping my speed down today. The road here looks a little slippery, not bad though. When I came over to Bar Harbor earlier today, this road had about 2 inches of sleet on it, with a mix of sleet and freezing rain. So this was really a mess. But right now, it's not so bad. The truck seems to be handling it okay. As we come into the core of Somesville. We're at about half tide now. Tide appears to be coming in. We'll go past the mill pond right up here. And you see it over there? It's partly frozen, very thin ice. And there's the little Somesville arched bridge that you can walk across. Might be a little slippery today. And head through Somesville. And hopefully the road will be okay for the stretch along Echo Lake to Southwest Harbor. That was the worst part of the drive this morning. It was really bad, and bad enough that I never got much above 30 miles an hour, just because it was a real mess. Here we come out of Somesville. Speed limit is going to go up to 35 right here, and then just a couple hundred yards down the road it goes up to 50, which I am not going to go 50 today. And we'll be home pretty soon. It's not so bad now. This isn't bad. I'll come back when we can get a view out over Echo Lake. Okay, road conditions here aren't too bad. We're coming up on the best view of Echo Lake as we head from Somesville to Southwest Harbor. And there it is. No ice. There was a little skim ice the other day, but it's gone. And it's currently 30 degrees according to my truck. And we're getting mostly sleet with a little bit of rain mixed in. And you can see road conditions are acceptable. You can see a little ice still there floating on the surface of the lake, but not a whole lot. This is a 50 mile per hour zone, but I'm maintaining a prudent 40. And although I could probably have put the truck back into two-wheel drive, I just decided to leave it in four-wheel drive for this drive today. Just gives slightly better traction. Okay, so this is what driving across Mount Desert Island can be like in January. And I'll pick this up again when we get into Southwest Harbor. Well, we just entered the outskirts of Southwest Harbor, and as you can see, road conditions are less than perfect. And we will, there's a bit of a downhill here, so I want to keep my speed under control. Speed limit here is 40, but I'm not going that fast. What made the road treacherous on the way over to Bar Harbor this morning was the fact that last night we had about a quarter-inch of ice. That was how the storm started. And then we had a little bit of snow, maybe no more than half an inch. And then we had a mix of freezing rain and sleet all night. So, and where the road isn't cleared off down to pavement, even in some spots where it is cleared to pavement, there could well be ice there. So that has quite an impact on driving conditions. And I don't mind driving on compact snow, but driving on ice is not so much fun. And here we go, lots of snowplow trucks today. This is the first real plowable event that we have had, and it wasn't that much. It's just the mix of ice and sleet makes the roads very, very slippery. Okay, here we come. We're in the populated part of Southwest Harbor. There's the town's sidewalk plow driving along. And another private snowplow. I had the plow on my truck this morning. I just scraped as much of the snow, sleet, and ice mix off the driveway as I could. Probably left about a 1/4 inch that wouldn't come off. And that at least made the driveway a little bit more passable. Although I have to say that I have not at any time today felt the truck slip. It never slips really with the snowplow. Extra weight of the snowplow and the 500 pounds of sand in the back really kind of glues the truck to the road. And there's no problem stopping with the snowplow on. You just put the plow down and she'll stop. Okay, here we come. Some brave souls walking down the middle of the street. You can see the sidewalk is a little less than passable here because the snowplow has pushed snow up onto the side of the road. And here we come to downtown. The drugstore is open. Banks are closed today because it's a bank holiday. And probably most other things are closed. There's the Southwest Harbor town plow that is got a sanding rig on the back. You'll see where he's going to go next. And was wondering if he was going to stop. He's plowing out back in there. Okay, we'll drive through where he piled the guck up. No. Not bad road conditions. Not good, but not bad. Somebody salted up there. Now I have to say, it does not look like they salted here. They may have put a little sand in. You notice the snow looks a little dirty where they plowed it off. But they haven't put much in. We'll come up here past the head of Southwest Harbor. Incidentally, that schooner that went aground just before Christmas is still there. At this state of the tide, it'd be pretty much completely submerged. All you'd see is the masts. And I don't really want to drive down the hill to the marina. So we won't go down there today. As we drive through Southwest Harbor. And at this point, I have about 5.5 miles to go until I'm home. I'm going to take the inland route today just because I think the road will be in better condition than what I call the scenic route that goes out along the edge of the ocean. Largely because they usually don't plow that as well as they do here. And right here, they've done a pretty good job. I think they even put some sand and salt on this, because it is melting. Temperature is still 30 degrees as we're heading out of Southwest Harbor. Now, the only place that could be a little bit iffy on this road is right up here. We're going to crest this little hill, and then we go down a pretty steep hill to the low point on this road, and we climb back up. So I'll just let the truck sort of coast. No point in losing traction. Speed up anyway, probably hit around 40 miles per hour. Down here at the bottom, yep, 41. And then we'll gradually slow down as we go up the other side. Try to maintain about 30. So I hope you've been enjoying this little Maine winter driving event. Like I said, we don't have that much snow on the ground, and this isn't really snow. This is a mix of sleet and freezing rain. It may look like snow, but it isn't. And but road conditions can be less than ideal, even when there isn't much in the way of frozen precipitation. And I'll pick this up again when we get into Bass Harbor. Well, here we are in beautiful Bass Harbor, and you can see this is sort of the gas price around here right now, $3.39 for regular, and diesel is $5.49. That's the cheapest I've seen it for a while. But wow, $2.10 difference, that's crazy. Coming into Bass Harbor, it looks like they have sanded this. So this isn't as slick as the rest of the road. Now this road is maintained and plowed by the town of Tremont, and they've been a little more serious about making sure the road isn't that bad. And it looks like it hasn't been that long since it was sanded, as I can see little arcs of sand. This isn't bad at all. We'll go past the close point to the harbor, and I'll be home in 3 or 4 minutes. And here we are in beautiful Bass Harbor. And over there, you can see the harbor a little bit. Not much, but get a better view up here. Pretty unpleasant today. Okay, here is a little bit of Bass Harbor right there. That part of the harbor dries at low tide, and we'll continue through Bass Harbor, and you know, not bad road conditions at all. I'm not overly concerned about this. Seems pretty good. This is the first place where I've seen sand on the road since we turned into Bass Harbor here on Route 102A. So every place else, all they'd been doing was plowing. But it's pretty obvious that they did sand this, which makes for much, much better traction. In fact, I could take the truck out of four-wheel drive if I felt like it, but I haven't got that much farther to go, so we'll just leave it in until I get home. Because I guarantee you, the road to my house and my driveway will be pretty icy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little look at a winter drive across Mount Desert Island from Bar Harbor to Bass Harbor. it's you know, we get used to this kind of stuff. This is the first really bad driving day that we've had all winter. And as I said earlier, this is the first time anybody has done any plowing, because whatever we had before in terms of frozen precipitation melted out within a day. And I think our peak snowfall until this storm was half an inch. And yesterday we had no snow at all. So we're just about home. So I'll say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and see you next time.